As mentioned in the book, there's a famous Dr. Silkworth. There's a medical opinion in the big book of AA. He is quoted often in the book, and we're going to see several quotes from him. Now, one of the points being is he says that alcoholism seems to be an allergy. Now, the allergy, which is not necessarily quote a disease, but the allergy is only something that occurs after alcohol is within the system. That is not the problem. The problem is why the alcoholic goes back to the first drink or the first drug for the addict, same thing. So that is not treated at all. The allergy is never treated. The alcoholic or addict can never safely use drugs in any form. So that is not even treated by anything. That is not even the focus of treatment. The focus of treatment is in the spiritual, to change the personality. The spiritual awakening means a personality change. Now, I want to take a look at the medical view that is negated from the big book and look at the importance of the spiritual. It says on page 162, this is in reference to Dr. Silkworth. There is a well-known hospital for the treatment of alcoholic and drug addiction. 6 years ago, one of our number was a patient there. Many of us have felt for the first time the presence and power of God within its walls. We are greatly indebted to the doctor in attendance there. Now note what it says. For he, although it might prejudice his own work, has told us of his belief in ours. See, it would prejudice his own work as a medical doctor. He understood medicine has no place in addiction treatment. It's not going to solve the addiction, right? So he told us his belief in the spiritual, that that's the only solution. It says on page 43, now we know that there are going to people say, this is 1939, this book, it's ancient, it's almost as ancient as the Torah, right? So this is not true for today, but we know that it's true for today. Now it says here many doctors and psychiatrists agree with our conclusions. Again, this is page 43. Most doctors today don't agree with this. Most doctors are going to tell you we have a solution, and that's the problem. However, one of these men, staff members of a world-renowned hospital, recently made this statement to some of us. What you say about the general hopelessness of the average alcoholic's plight is, in my opinion, correct. As to two of you men whose stories I have heard, there is no doubt in my mind that you were 100% hopeless apart from divine help. Had you offered yourselves as patients at this hospital, I would not have taken you if I had been able to avoid it. Wow, that's true ethics, by the way. Can you imagine someone coming to a program, a hospital-based program, and saying, look, we can't help you. You're hopeless. You're doomed. Your only solution is spiritual, right? People like you are too heartbreaking. Though not a religious person, I have profound respect for the spiritual approach in such cases as yours. For most cases, there's virtually no other solution. It's very clear that is the position. The problem being also is that the 12 steps is a way of life. It's a spiritual way of life. It is not a philosophy. Many people think it's a philosophy, that there's a program medically based and then they have these 12-step philosophy. That's atheism. Philosophy is a contrivance of the mind, right? That is just man's intellectual study, right? Philosophical thought. That is complete atheism. As a matter of fact, philosophies will not save us. That's what it says in the big book. It says that codes and philosophies will not save us, right? The only solution is of that of the Spirit. Now, A, B, and C, which is in the chapter How It Works, is read in every AA meeting. And it's on page 60. It says, A, that we were alcoholic and not manage our own lives. So there's no management. You cannot teach an alcoholic any skill or coping device to manage his life to remain abstinent. B, that probably no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. Now, what is a human power? Is that any synthetic therapy? That in itself will not do it. See that God could and would if he were sought. So if we seek God out wholeheartedly and take the rest of the steps, then we have to be certain that that's the solution, that God could and would. See, the second step is not believing alone, it comes to be knowing. It starts with a belief and becomes a conviction of knowing that this is the solution and nothing else. So with that level of conviction and commitment, and to follow through with the rest of the program, we guarantee recovery. The steps are 100%. You cannot say 100% to a medical illness. You could pray to God, you can make all the changes in your life, you could be a saint like the Chafetz Chaim, but you will still relapse to cancer, to diabetes, and all these other biological problems, right? That in itself is not enough to guarantee a program that works.